Hey, ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to the channel. As always, it is Nick here, back to your daily crypto news and analysis. And today we are going to be talking about Ripple and XRP, as well as the vast majority of crypto and finance. And with that being said, let's just dive in and let's start off with this. So we do see tokenization is likely to transform infrastructure and financial markets. Bank of America. Bank of America. Talking about tokenization and how it is likely to transform infrastructure and financial markets. This is very interesting, considering the fact that if we go back in time, we already know that Bank of America was partnered with Ripple. They still are. And recently, we do know that Bank of America also said that they will partner with Ripple for on-demand liquidity services after XRP lawsuit finishes. Now they are talking about, of course, tokenization, how transformative it is. It's kind of interesting. And we do see that over the next 5 to 15 years, it is going to transform financial and even non-financial infrastructure and financial markets. We are on the verge of an infrastructure evolution that may reshape how value is transferred, settled, and stored across every single industry. I said this time and time ago in the past that this type of technology is changing everything about the value of anything that has value. We do see the tokenization of traditional assets and issuance of assets in tokenized form have the potential to increase efficiencies and reduce costs across an asset's lifecycle, improve the efficient allocation of capital, optimize global supply chains, catalyze a new generation of software as a service companies, and ultimately drive mainstream adoption. And we do see Bank of America notes that disruptive technology like radio, television, and email took 30 years to reach mainstream adoption. It expects a much shorter leg for digital assets. And this is what I said, right? Like, we go back to comparing the internet to crypto. With that, I do think that crypto and this type of technology is going to move much faster. And we even do see the bank said the implementation of blockchain technology will accelerate among financial institutions and corporates as the opportunity cost of uncaptured efficiencies increases. DLT and tokenized traditional assets aren't crypto. Blockchains record ownership of the 26,000 plus tokens that exist within the digital asset ecosystem, but we expect 99% of those in existence today to essentially disappear over the next 10 years. We do see meme coins. They're talking about Shiba Inu here and even Pepe. They're talking about how they have no utility or even value, but other tokens are different. And we even do see them talking about public permissionless blockchains, including Bitcoin, Ethereum, and some third generation blockchains are decentralized and require tokens to reward participants for processing transactions on the network, the report noted. And yeah, I mean, as we do really kind of look at this, I'm very excited to see, you know, these big banks talking about how disruptive this technology is. I also think that's interesting that they finally mentioned the fact that like 99% of this market is garbage. I said it, like there's going to be 1% of this market that's still left over that has value tied to it. When that happens, I want you guys to realize how big of a market this will be in terms of the value creation. And the tokens that are here, it's probably going to be maybe 100 of them, 200 maybe. And what we will see from there on out is incredible growth. The technology itself is going to be very, very big in terms of not only the value that it has on it, but also the individuals utilizing it. The only ones that are going to benefit off of this are those that know what they hold. We also do see over here, Singapore Central Bank pushes for interoperable tokenized assets. The MAS predicted that by 2030, tokenization will reach an estimated $16 trillion in assets, most of which are currently illiquid. Oh yeah, who did the MAS just recently grant a license to? Oh yeah, that's right, Ripple. It's only a matter of time, in my opinion, until we start to see a lot of money flowing on chain through tokenization as a service. I think that all these areas that are very bullish on tokenization are already directly connected to a lot of the players within the scene. It's not just going to be Ripple and XRP that benefit from tokenization. It's going to be a vast majority of tokens within the space. It's going to be that 1% that survives, right? And of course, you can make up your own assumption on what 1% of those tokens actually are. In my opinion, there's only a few that I can really kind of think of that do provide a ton of value. XRP is one of them. And we do see over here as well from Ripple, what are the core building blocks for leveraging digital assets, tokenization, custody, and off-ramps, to name a few. Learn from Ripple's Brendan Barry on the financial systems tech stack in the latest crypto in 1 minute. Listen closely.
We'll see how I'm able to do it. This is going to be a stretch to get it under a minute. Hi, my name is Brendan Barry, and this is Crypto in a Minute. I can't promise this is going to be comprehensive, but let me start with how I think about building blocks, which is really an analog to the financial systems tech stack. And it starts with an on-ramp, connecting your physical fiat currency and bringing it into the blockchain. The next would be tokenization. What other assets, not just currency, do you want to bring onto the blockchain? The third would be custody. Who's holding your funds? Are you holding your funds? Where's the technology that's actually providing that service? The next would be liquidity, conversion, and exchange. You want to be able to move your value in and out so you have flexibility. Another would be compliance services, making sure that you are maintaining KYC and AML requirements in your jurisdiction of operation. And last but certainly not least, off-ramps, connecting your digital value to the physical fiat infrastructure and domestic payment rails. Under a minute.
So yeah, I mean, as we do really kind of look at what's happening right now around, crypto and fiat currency, we are starting to see a big shift happening with on and off ramps. They have become crucial, especially around tokenization, custody services, and things like that. We just recently started to see Stellar making some big moves within that area as well. It's only a matter of time until we start to see a lot more of the traditional world on chain. I think that it really kind of does begin with tokenization. I think that tokenization itself is extremely overlooked. And I think that a few people from the community have brought this to light. One of those individuals is Kevin Cage. He has been talking about tokenization for a while, as you guys are probably all aware of. The interesting thing about tokenization is just the amounts of money that is being predicted to be, disrupted by this. We do see from Kevin Cage himself, tokenization. Swift estimates volumes of tokenized assets could reach between 24 trillion by 2027. BCG estimates that by 2030, the tokenization of global illiquid assets could reach as far as 16 to as high as 68 trillion. The tokenized market is estimated to be 10% of global GDP by 2030. The BCG cross-border payment flows are estimated to reach 250 trillion by 2027. This represents an increase of over 60% from 2021. According to Bard, Google AI global asset class valuations, equities, bonds, real estate, derivatives, commodities. Here you guys have all of them. So in terms of a lot of these values, they have grown drastically over the last couple of years. We do see global equities markets sitting at about roughly a $108.1 trillion market value. You can see market cap, 80.4 trillion. Global bond market, 117.8, 44.8 trillion. Global real estate, 304 trillion. Derivatives market, 1.2 trillion, or 1.2 quadrillion, sorry. Global commodities market, 23.4 trillion. So there is a massive amount of money tied to these, specifically derivatives, which we have seen being mentioned as being tokenized on chain through a lot of big players like the BIS and the IMF and the World Bank. We also do see total crypto market cap today is about 1.17 trillion, a mere fraction. Do you think the total market cap will continue to grow over the next couple years or the coming years? Or are we all delusional? I believe many projects will fail, but the few that survive will thrive long-term in a multi-chain future. And I completely agree with this. And here we have some of the valuations. I mean, from 2013 to 2018. So we do see that the market cap was about $16 billion back in 2013. 2018, about $845 billion. This is almost like a 50x plus gain in 5 years. Follow that with about a 3-year gain, 845 billion to about 3 trillion. Again, another pretty significant gain, but it's less than a 50x. It's like 3x, right? So it's not like a massive gain like 2013 to 2018, but you also have to remember that diminished returns will happen, right? We won't have the same gains. We won't do the same moves, because we're talking about much higher valuations. The big money movements that will come into this space that pushes the market cap significantly higher will be tokenization and things like that. That's going to take some time. I do like some of these valuations that are put here, but I do expect them to be a little bit higher. I actually think that by 2025, we could see $7 trillion for the global crypto market cap. Of course, I'd love to be wrong. Doesn't really matter to me. Anywhere between 5 to 7 is fine with me. By 2028, again, 10, maybe 15. Who knows how much there could be by 2028. But one thing to me that is certain is that we will continue to see growth within the sector. And whether or not it slows down within time or speeds up in time, I am still going to be a part of this market forever, because I do expect this market to continue to mature in a very good way, especially in terms of utility and tokenization and things like that being shined upon. This space is destined to have incredible growth, because I do believe that technology will thrive. And I mean the good technology, not the 99% of this market that's complete garbage. And we do see industry sectors that will benefit from DLT, supply chain, logistics, provenance, IoT, healthcare, retail, and the list goes on and on. And we do see DLT networks. I believe many enterprises and governments value privacy and will be using private and hybrid chains, but some may still connect to public DLT networks. Public, private, and hybrid networks each have different pros and cons: security, decentralization, and scalability. What are the benefits of connecting to a public DLT network? Transparency, trust, and decentralization. Secure, immutable, tamper-proof. Having a second audit trail that can be cross-referenced with your private instance. Liquidity. World's largest bank / custodians and exchanges claiming to launch crypto trading desk. BNY, $46.6 trillion in terms of assets under custody and $1.9 trillion in assets under management. Fidelity, Charles Schwab, State Street, Goldman, BlackRock, NASDAQ. The list goes on and on and on. And these are in the hundreds of billions to trillions. To me personally, as we do continue to see a lot of these filings for ETFs and stuff like that, it gets the market riled up. I do think that's manipulation at first. But as we do look at some of the valuations of some of these big names, we know that adoption is here. We know that the future is here. We know that these big names aren't just diving into this market, oh, hey, let's kind of take a big risk here. No, they are jumping into this market because they see something special here. It's just like the internet, except on a much larger scale. The internet did wonders for businesses, companies, enterprises, financial institutions, you name it. But what crypto will do will overshadow anything previously. This will be much bigger than what anyone can anticipate. And remember, these valuations, they only continue to go up. I shared recently on Twitter about $867 trillion that was predicted by the World Economic Forum around tokenization. This did go hand in hand with some of the markets that Kevin Cage did post over here. But they just, the prices and the values behind some of these markets only grew. Derivatives on this document were 560 trillion. They're now 1.2 quadrillion. They doubled since this article. So as we do look at these valuations and the value that tokenization will disrupt, it's only going to continue to gain momentum. And as we do look at tokenization, Ripple is spearheading the movement behind this, whether it be through CBDCs and stablecoins or even real estate. Recently, as we do look at Ripple, they have completely changed the game and started testing around real estate heavily, especially in 2022. And even all of these articles confirm what we have been thinking, that tokenization is predicted to hit multi-trillion-dollar figures by 2030. That's in 7 years. And it's actually a little under 7 years now, about roughly 6.5 years from now. 6.5 years in a market like this, outside of this market, is like 20 plus years. I said it, right? A year in this market is technically 7 years in technology terms, because of how fast things move around crypto. So as we do look at by 2030, this market is going to look extremely different. By then, we should have proper regulations. We should have already have had the market wipeout. And at that point, utility will shine. And I really do believe that by 2030, a lot of these assets, they're going to be $1 trillion plus assets. And also, Ripple continues to plan around, real estate, going all the way back to September. Ripple's plan to tokenize Colombian land stalls amid new administration. But again, they're still hyper-focused on this. And how do I know that? Well, it's simple. We do see over here, Banco de la República collaborates with Ripple and PeerSite to explore blockchain technology's potential in Colombia's financial infrastructure, as well as even in real estate. We know that this is through their CBDC infrastructure and platform. It's only going to continue from here on out around some of these areas. I know that this got slowed down a little bit, but I still believe that this is kind of right on par with CBDCs. You got to remember that a lot of the infrastructure that is needed for some of these use cases to thrive are just not there yet. But I do expect, and give it a couple years, we will have that infrastructure in place. We've already started to see it rise with FedNow and a few of these other faster payment technologies that are coming to upgrade the infrastructure. But as we look at crypto, it's slowly but surely becoming a big focus point from some of these major government entities. And as we do continue to see regulations being discussed, once regulations do go live and the guardrails are up, by that time it's already going to be too late. Because guess what? The big players are already in this game. A lot of people think that, oh, crypto, it's still years and years and years away. The big players are here. They are prepared. They are here with us. At this current moment in time, we're swimming in the same waters. And guess what? It's sink or swim. It's either you're going to be a part of this market and swim, or you're going to leave this market and sink. Because like I said, this market at this current moment in time is set for the future. From all the documents that we have, gone over and disclosed on this channel, every single one of them confirm what we have been thinking. And that is crypto is the future. Whether or not, these regulators want to admit that, or if they want to keep their charade going to shake as much people out as possible, that's totally fine. I know what I hold. Do you know what you hold? If you guys do, definitely hit that like button. Also, if you guys haven't already, hit that subscribe button, turn notifications on to never miss a future update. As always, if you guys do want more free content, you guys are more than welcome to follow me on Twitter and join the free Discord down in the description below. As always, I hope that you all have a beautiful day or a beautiful night. Wherever you guys are on this beautiful world, it's been Nick. Peace out, guys.